Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I'd like to join the debate, especially on the important debate that the Honorable Governor Juffa raised. Regarding the issues law eviction law Morata, na lo plenty have blame me too. The one especially at Morata was taken out, that land was granted in 2011. Inola now, long time through, like plenty all nap lagi around. 2011, I will grant him big plot ground legally. Na time ole take possession le, or you got stop work notice, na court order, na something. So the company, 6 estate, sigo kam no court. Sigo kam no court na. Recently, I'll see Supreme Court order. Supreme Court order, lo carry out this la eviction. Mile point him out, Supreme Court order. Honorable Governor Pakop, na mipla been trying to work one time, lo try set him aside this la. But in 2017, before I became the lands minister, 2017 too, all lands department try to involve lo this la. Now all been also some restraining order against law lands department. So this lands department restraining order is stopped, so they cannot act on either forfeiture or handle him this ground. Maybe try and talk to Governor Pakop, but with at the same time taking into consideration that it is now something the Supreme Court and not bordering on contempt. I just like to generally, when I'm informing more people, believe me, you meet to this honorable house. That court order is stopped now. Plenty or line blue me lo disla all have ground. Plenty line affected lo disla. That is why time me take over as a lands minister 3 years ago, I've made it a point that we do not issue major titles where there is heavily congested or people blue missing down. So Mipla by you notice him in the last 3 years, we have not issued any major titles. Lord place where all line blue missing down long to companies that can automatically evict them, kind something awesome. We have been screening our land titles very, very carefully, especially on major portions and UDLs. Lo, this issue, I'm not legal issue too. I'm sensitive issue. Issue, we are dealing with human beings, trango line blame, plenty line blame stuff, plenty work man marry, and plenty all man marry in a work too. Plenty all sinan lo ground one plus somebody must kill you too. Some plus sinan lo ground or go sinan lo like blow. And like all gada napla ground, all gada ground got papa blow ground. Customary ground lo yumi lo place, you got papa blow ground. Na lo town a city blow yumi too, you got papa blow ground. Papa blow ground either government or all title leaseholders. So it is pretty sensitive lo yumi try lo sort him out. And particularly so for me, because I grew up in a settlement. So it's very sensitive for me too, knowing the hardships that we go through in a settlement. So lo disla, mipla try and walk him, lo alleviate him this law problems, mipla address him all, especially housing issues, me, where our people are forced to go and live in settlements, not through their own fault. Plenty, because you know got proper, cheap, affordable housing inside law areas, blame urban centers. So when this government came into power and I was appointed as lands minister, we made some interventions through the medium cost housing. And part of it is we intervened partnering with all kind of landowners and private enterprise and traditional landowners, one of which I explained earlier in Parliament this week, was to put in a subdivision, a township at Tuhava, which puts in 4,000 houses for our middle income earners. That is not by government putting any money, but working closely with developers and the traditional landowners. NAPLA intervention, MIPLA partner, one time all super funds. MIPLA working lo Tarama, one time all line as a comrade trustees, na defense force. That is another 2,000 houses that come up on top of market too, for our middle income earners. NAPLA too, MIPLA partner one time, number one super, naba NAPLA 2,000 allotments by come up lo antap lo 9 Mile. Napla mipla partner again one them comrade trustees lo igam lo lay lo alleviate him na building one brand new suburb for a middle income earners. That's another 1,000. So all in all, you're looking at between about 9,000 middle income homes that I will be building through not one toy of government, but through partnerships with super funds and developers with money. So all building infrastructure, all building buara, all put the order something go inside, and they recover their money that way. But the planning, is something designs, and mipelo lens and work one time. And I've made it very clearly to them that you have to keep the prices below 500,000. Tuhava will be averaging between 300 and 400,000. Lolei, 300 and 400,000. Lotarama, 300 and 400,000. But that is for the market at the middle income earners line, do you mean? And also, 3 weeks ago, I was fortunate to launch the public service housing scheme, which the public service minister too, and put in, lo alleviate mo public service housing blimi lo bomana, and napla 1,000 allotments that will be developed over there too. And we are also working in progress. We have started the acquisition process. Namipla Trimlo put him another 5,000 allotments available on Najab, where we will be building a brand new city designed by our own people, our own Papua New Guineans. So these are interventions where the government and working where government itself has not spent one toya. We're thinking outside the box because government, you know, got money lo you spending. Plant intervention programs have been come up before this parliament me look popla pipe la usta solem sanap. Millions and millions and millions of kina wasted. This la government, me put him, me plan no wasting money, me plan no put one plan money inside the PIP program no working. We are partnering with the people who know best is a private sector, and we do what government does best, policy and planning. Na me plan working also. Similarly to the concerns raised on the wastage of money on the IT program within lands. Me too, me been concerned that me been come up lands minister and a huge gross wastage of nearly 50 million kina. You go inside the lands and no one good IT systems and up. So time me take over as minister of the lands, we also thought outside the box. Na me play kisim napla nupla system. We partnered with a company called NewPay. Now this company, I'm setting up all the IT system, registration, payment online, everything, Albimipla revenue system, so that we are able to produce titles that cannot be forged or double handling blow, but a duplication of titles. We also want to put in surveys that are not duplicated. Ono na boki survey antaplo survey. Plenty time you look survey go napla survey go antaplo title gen go antap gen one time. So you may put in this IT system, you go inside the place now. And the good news is that that system now is starting to work. I was pleasantly surprised. In the first half of this year, normally Lands Department picks up, Mr. Deputy Speaker, contributes to a budget about 20 million in 1 year. I was pleasantly surprised that in the first half of this year, the Lands Department now, through this new system, has collected 21 million kina. So it's heading towards our target of increasing revenue to put towards our budget. By the end of this year, it should hit 40 million. And my target is 100 million kina that land should put to contribute to our budget. Lohalbim. And every single department should be doing that. You may not come ask him lo monitor solo department what government can get from us. We should look at ideas to downsize. Look at ideas, innovative, thinking outside the box. To try to contribute na work him so you can put him hand one time. Na increase him revenue capacity blue me. Time you come lo government. It's not about just picking up money. So this is a program too. Mipla address him, and we'll be rolling out this program. Mito thank you, Prime Minister. Login back this la work blow lands, which we have unfinished plans in place. So we have started the program, and we are working closely with the new housing minister. Lo roll him out all title blow liglig man meri blimi. All wet 40 years, 50 years, 30 years. True lolksin title. In places like Tent City in my hometown of Lake. Sampla papa mama sindaw na daipinis no pigni sabla Tent City. A low medium earning suburb. Tent City now, I was happy to say last year, Mipla gave 400 title or liglig man meri lole. People now rolling out 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, 4 mile. We are giving titles to them. And me toksa all get a line blue me where you come from an urban center. And I'm glad to say I compliment the member for Popondera. He was one of the first come sit and wanted me. Now me to blast sit down, straight him. And now Lucas nearly over 100 titles, housing corporation titles. He's taken the initiative, put money up front, sorted it out. So now, close to time, me go give all title, Liglik Man Mary, Popondera town. Thank you.
Honorable Prime Minister, your 10-minute debate is lapsed.
Thank you, True. I'm Liglik something me talk sa. Na me commend him to debate blow. Member Governor blow Oro. Me like him straight. This la walk him seen on Parliamentary Services Committee chairman yeah. Emas round na holy mipla accountable. Mipla minister plus all departments blow mipla. By this something I'm working, can work him so mipla can work a little bit more efficiently so that we can attend to our people in Papua New Guinea a lot more efficiently. So me commend him no this la something long. One time this la, I think me clear him this la before me no like bother him lo contempt na go inside lo one me talk too much lo this la system title blow Morata as it is now before the courts, but we are working closely with a good governor for NCDC. Lo me try alleviate him or low cost housing scheme blow you me because middle income me attend long am, but trango liglik man meri blow you me.
Honorable Governor.
Time.
Yes, Honorable Governor, I've already informed the
So, Minister,
Deputy
please,
Prime Minister.
like
So,
you,
Deputy Prime Minister, would you sum up your debate?
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Thank you, Governor Blomilo. Point of order, you. Na bami the sit down meeting am important like something. So me clarify this lana, Mr. Down. I will discuss it in the next grievance debate, but we are working on it. Thank you very much.